The Giants have a big decision on their hands, and yes, they have more time to make it. But do you think that Big Blue should put their tag on Leonard Williams?
No, I would not, Michelle. And I understand the Giants made a monumental mistake last year on a team that was going nowhere. They gave up major draft capital for a guy who is a solid player, but really nothing more than that. And not a guy who was worthy of the draft picks they gave up. But I'm talking big money now all of a sudden that could be coming the way of Leonard Williams. And I know you can make the argument, you give him the franchise tag, you kick this decision down the road, you kind of put it off for another year. But to me, if you're the Giants, it's a situation where I have other needs to fill. I want to bring in a variety of different pieces to try to go at them. I'm not looking to give big money to Leonard Williams. That's a hard pass for me.
Yeah, I always talk about Nick-itis being spread around all the New York teams, right?
Oh,
Nick-itis is really a thing right now because just because you make a terrible trade doesn't mean you double down on it to avoid saving face for the entire league, right? Perfect example, Dennis Smith Jr. was the biggest piece in the Kristaps Porzingis trade. Now, it's a terrible-looking trade when you look back at it. Does it mean that you go and give Dennis Smith Jr. Porzingis money just to save face? No, of course not. So when it comes to Leonard Williams and the New York Giants, they kind of have to have like a come to Jesus moment right now. It's like I don't like you, you don't like me. We kind of got to make this work right now. What are we gonna do? He needs to be real honest with himself because obviously the Giants like him way more than a lot of other teams like him. Okay, so what they need to do is make sure they could franchise tag him as a defensive end so they could save a little money and do exactly what you said and fill up so many holes that they need to build up because if they don't get Daniel Jones protected, if they don't take care of Saquon Barkley while he's in his prime, and they don't get him any more weapons, and of course, please get some defense to surround that horrible core from last year, then it's going to be just like last year. It doesn't matter if you have all these big names, they're going to look bad. They're going to be terrible.
So you both say cut their losses. But do you think that they have the depth at that position to risk losing him?
Oh, no, I don't think they should cut their losses. I think they should, they just need to have a moment where they could just kind of see each other and have the money that they can keep him because they really can't really get anybody else out there. I know Jadeveon Clowney's a name that's been sexy for the Giants for a long time, but they kind of play the same position, so who knows where that goes. They need to come to an agreement where money is saved, picks are saved as well, and they can go out and make some more moves without blowing the bank on somebody just because you made a trade that not a lot of people were a fan of when it initially happened.
All right, so we know what you think they should do. What do you think they actually end up doing?
I think Leonard Williams is back on this team. I can't see Dave Gettleman all of a sudden now giving up 2 picks and then saying he made a monumental mistake. Here's the bottom line. He did make a mistake. He should cut his losses, even though it was a terrible trade back in November. Trade that made absolutely no sense. I'm not giving Leonard Williams the franchise tag or a long-term agreement.